Good evening. My name is Lee Miller, and we're here on the campus of Randolph Community College. Today I'm joined by Kirsten Stovall, a former Presidential Scholarship recipient and current RCC employee. We're here to discuss the great opportunity and the benefits of the Presidential Scholarship. Kirsten?
Yeah, so as Lee mentioned, my name is Kirsten Stovall. I was a student here from 2015 to 2017. I've been employed at the college since the fall of 2018, and I currently work as the Institutional Advancement Specialist here at the college.
And we're especially excited to have you. I've heard your testimony with the Presidential Scholarship a few times. Absolutely wonderful, great benefits. So we'll go ahead and get started. You ready?
Yes.
Fantastic. So if you could you tell us about the Presidential Scholars Program and the benefits to students?
Yeah, of course. So our Presidential Scholars Program is actually one of the larger scholarships we offer to students. It is a $2,500 scholarship for the first year, and then it can be renewed for the second year based on grades, attendance, and things of that nature. So essentially it's a full ride to the college, so you couldn't ask for a better scholarship opportunity.
So going into the second year, you were talking about like how you can maintain the scholarship. Do you have to go back through the application process?
You do not. So as long as you are in good standing with your professors, like no behavioral instances, your GPA is still good, so you're not on academic probation, then you pretty much renew it for the second year.
Awesome. Okay. If you're applying for the first time, when is the application due? So if you're a high school senior right now and you're interested in the Presidential Scholarship, when is your application due?
So we need those applications in by 3 p.m. on Friday, February 19th.
All right, awesome. All right, so this is kind of the neat part about you being a former Presidential Scholar and somebody that works here. Then my next question is kind of like you giving us a little bit of inside scoop, okay? So if a student is interested in the program, then what is the application and selection process like?
Yeah, so I will tell you guys, when you go into the application, it doesn't save your information, but I would definitely encourage you to go in ahead of time and look, because there's 2 essay questions. So say you're watching this and you're like, well, I'm really interested in this opportunity. Go ahead and go to the link tonight or tomorrow. Look at those essay questions, copy and paste those into a Word document, and go ahead and type those answers, have them saved, and then you can repaste them in the application. There's also going to be a cover letter and resume portion. For those of you that might be new to this, I would strongly encourage you to go to Word and find a template, and then you can populate your information into that template. There is a prompt for the cover letter, so it shouldn't be an issue writing that. It's more so the format or some common issues we see with students in those 2 aspects. And then I would also recommend you have to apply to the college in order to be accepted for the Presidential Scholarship, of course, but make sure we have a current a current transcript on file. Some of the students that have already applied, it's been from their freshman to junior year, and I went ahead and gave them a call and was like, please make sure you send us an updated one. So if you applied previously before you finished the first semester of your senior year, I would encourage you to go ahead and send a second copy of that transcript you have thus far.
Awesome. One of the benefits that I've heard about with the Presidential Scholarship is some of the time that you get with the RCC president, Dr. Shackleford. Can you dive into that a little bit and kind of tell us what that's like?
Yeah, so honestly, that was my favorite part of the scholarship, that and getting to meet people. So there's 5 recipients, and typically when you're not in COVID, you meet one-on-one with Dr. Shackleford, and you also meet as a group with Dr. Shackleford. And there are normally some events you go to fulfill your scholarship requirement, which is a second year thing. You won't really have to worry about that as much your first year. But definitely you get one-on-one time with him each semester and kind of talk to him about how things are going, career plans, schools you want to transfer to. And then, like I said, you also get that group time, and you do similar stuff in those group sessions as well.
Awesome. So a part of the experience is you said group sessions. So that's other Presidential Scholars from people from other parts of the county perhaps you've never met before. Did you ever had a chance to build some good relationships through that?
Yes. So in a school year, there are 2 sets of Presidential Scholars. So there's the first year and then the second year. So you won't meet with the second year scholars, if that makes sense. You'll only meet with the people that were chosen like this year. So the 5 that are chosen this year will meet as a 5-unit group. I'm still very close with pretty much everyone from my presidential scholars year. I have one of them who has her own business now doing insurance, and so we still get up regularly. And then I have another friend, Hannah, who was a presidential scholar. She owns her own boutique in Archdale, so I get to see her probably more than I should, honestly, once or twice a week, I feel like. And then Cole, he's in Wilmington, but we still catch up every once in a while whenever we see we've had like a big life accomplishment. So it's definitely good to form those relationships and those bonds, because you never know where they're going to end up after RCC.
That seems like a neat little cohort.
Yes, it is.
Awesome. So, besides those relationships, how has this scholarship impacted your life even to today?
So I will be completely candid with you guys, because this is not things you think about when you're 17 or 18, but these are things you think about when you're 24. For example, I'm ready to buy a house now. Rent for me and a mortgage are about the same, so I'm interested in buying a house. And I will let you know, when you go to your bank to get approved for a loan, they're going to look at your credit, and part of that is your student debt. And so for me, I have under $10,000 worth of student debt because I came here my first 2 years and got that presidential scholarship, which is different than friends who went to a 4-year university for 4 years and they now have, $60,000 or $80,000 worth of student debt. So those definitely aren't things you're probably thinking about right now. I know that seems like 100 years down the road, but I'm telling you, it comes way quicker than you would ever imagine. And trust me, if you're 17 and 18 and don't want to stay at home with mom and dad now, you definitely are not going to want to stay with mom and dad once you've been off to college and you come back.
Yes. So you did your first couple years here at Randolph Community College, and presidential scholarship, of course, really helps with some of that financial freedom. What'd you do after you left here?
Yeah, so I transferred to NC State, go Pack. I would definitely tell you guys that I was hesitant to come to a community college. I thought that I would have a lesser experience here, but to be completely honest, I had more of an experience here because I was so close with instructors or club advisors or Dr. Shackleford and his staff. I was able to get connected with those opportunities in the community. So for example, Kelly Heath, who works very closely with Dr. Shackleford and who you will get to know more if you become a presidential scholar, when I was a student here, she let me know of an internship opportunity. And so I was able to apply for that and was fortunate enough to get that with a local nonprofit to give me experience. And then I was also very involved in our Student Government Association and got to do things locally and on the state level. And I certainly wouldn't have had those opportunities at NC State. And if I did, there was tons more competition. So I definitely think I had more opportunities and more of a active student and social life here at RCC than I did at NC State.
Awesome, very good. Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for your insight. And thank you so much for joining us this evening. If this was helpful information, if you will, please leave us a like, subscribe, and that way you'll get notifications as we continue on and provide more information for you. Also, February the 2nd at 6:30 on this channel, we will also be talking with Dr. Shackleford, the president of Randolph Community College, which Kirsten has some knowledge of because of the presidential scholarship. But we hope this was helpful. Like I said, please like and subscribe. Once again, Kirsten, thank you so much to you. Y'all have a great night.